Dear students, welcome back to the YouTube channel of NIRS. Dear students, in the previous class, I was discussing regarding the exercise part of the lesson, reproduction in plants. So, question number 1 and question number 2 we have discussed, and let's go for the question number 3 in today's class. See, the question is, explain what do you understand by sexual reproduction. So, what do you mean by sexual reproduction in plants? Okay, so sexual reproduction is a process which involves the production of seeds, means the process of reproduction process. Okay, so which involves the production of seeds. I mean, in such type of reproduction, the reproduction takes place with the help of seeds. That is known as sexual reproduction in plants. So it requires two parents. Okay, so for this we need two parents. So most plants, they reproduce sexually with the help of seeds. The main function of a flower is to reproduce, therefore develop the new seeds, and that can grow into new plants. Okay, the flowers reproduce and therefore develop the new seeds, and they can grow into new plants. Okay, now let's go for the question number 4 here. State the main differences between asexual and sexual reproduction. This is very important. So what are the differences between sexual reproduction and asexual type of reproduction? Okay, so first difference is, one side it is asexual reproduction and second part it is sexual reproduction. So in asexual type of reproduction, it requires only one parent. Only one parent is needed for a sexual kind of reproduction. For sexual reproduction, it requires two parents. Okay, so second difference, in asexual reproduction, newly developed plants are identical, okay, to the parent. Okay, in asexual reproduction, newly developed plants, they are identical. Okay, so whereas in sexual reproduction, newly developed plants are not identical to the parents and to each other. Okay, so in asexual type of reproduction, whatever the newly developed plants are there, they are same as the parent plant, identical, same. Okay, in asexual reproduction, the newly developed plants, they may take different shape and different size. Okay, so they are not identical like their parents. So parents and both each other. Okay, not identical. So third difference, the special reproductive parts are not required for asexual reproduction. See, there is no necessary of special reproductive parts. Okay, they are not required for asexual kind of reproduction. Whereas for the sexual type of reproduction, flowers are the special reproductive parts, they are necessary. Okay, so flower is the reproductive part of a plant which contains the sexual organs of a plant. Okay, that flower is the reproductive part of the plant which contains the sexual organs of the plant. So these are the importance for sexual reproduction. Those both the gametes or organs which are needed for the reproduction, they are present in the flower only. Flower is a must for sexual reproduction. That's a important and required organ. Okay, part. So last one, examples for asexual reproduction, in which part organisms it takes place. See, so that takes place in the yeast, rose plant, jasmine, corn, papaya, okay, banana. So in all these, sugarcane, so in all these, even potato, okay, ginger, garlic. Okay, in all these cases, reproduction takes place by asexual reproduction method, means by vegetative propagation or by fragmentation or by budding. Okay, by spore formation, cycas spinous. Okay, so these are all the type of reproduction that is asexual reproduction. So for sexual reproduction, all the flowering plants, the plants which all bear the flowers, they all have the sexual reproduction. For example, hibiscus. Okay, so these are all sexual reproduction. Potato does not come under sexual reproduction, it comes under sexual type of reproduction. This is vegetative propagation. Potato propages by vegetative propagation, so it is not coming under sexual reproduction. So third one is, explain the differences between the self-pollination and cross-pollination. See, in case of self-pollination, it involves the process of transfer of pollen grains, okay, to the stamen, from the stamen to the pistil of another same flower of the same plant or another flower of the same plant. Okay, so that is the self pollination. But whereas in cross pollination, it involves in the process of transfer of pollens from the male part, that is from stamen to the pistil of another flower of the same, or another flower of the different plant, so of the same kind, that is known as cross pollination. Okay, means another flower, okay, of the same or different plant, same flower it should be there, same plant it should be there, and same flower or another flower of the same kind, that is known as cross pollination. Whereas in this same flower itself, the male to female, if it transfer of pollen grains takes place to the pistil, then it is self pollination. So in self pollination, it occurs only in the bisexual flowers. Okay, in bisexual flowers, self pollination takes place, whereas cross pollination, it occurs in both unisexual as well as bisexual flowers. Okay, so next question is, how does the process of fertilization takes place in flowers? Okay, how the process of fertilization takes place in flowers? See, so when the pollen grains, look at the diagram here. Okay, so when the pollen grains, they land on a stigma part. See, this is the pollen grains which are entered, land on the stigma part. Okay, this is the stigma part of the female part of the ovary. Okay, I mean pistil. Okay, so when the pollen grains land on the stigma, okay, it germinates and give rise to a pollen tube. Okay, it germinates and give rise to pollen tube. It enters into the pollen tube. Okay, so and that passes through the style. Okay, so stigma style is there, here you can see. Okay, through it passes through the pollen grain, passes through the stigma and style, and finally reaches the ovary of a pistil. Here you can see. Okay, so the pollen grain enters. Okay, so see, pollen grains enter through the stigma, then passes through the style, and finally enters into the ovary. Okay, inside the ovary is that, like that it enters. Okay, so finally it enters into the ovary of a pistil. When the pollen tube reaches the oval, when the pollen tube reaches the ovules inside, which are present inside the ovary, it releases the male gametes. Male gametes are released from the pollens. Okay, a male gamete fuses with the female gamete in the ovary or in the ovules. The male gamete fuses with the female gamete in the ovule. Okay, in the ovary. Ovule is nothing but that is a female gamete. Okay, so this process is known as fertilization. The process of fusion of male and female gamete inside the ovary is called fertilization. The cell which is formed after the fusion of the male and female gamete is known as zygote. Remember, this is very, very important. The cell which is formed, so one cell is formed, so the cell which is formed after the fusion of male and female gamete is known as zygote. So this zygote divides several times. Okay, one cell becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 2, 8, 8 becomes 16, like that it zygote divides every day by day and develops into multiple times. Okay, several times it develops in order to form an embryo present inside the seed, that develops into an embryo, that embryo present inside the seed, and finally it grows as a new plant. Okay, so this is how the process of fertilization takes place in a plant body. Okay, in a bisexual flower. Okay, so dear students, I hope you understood this exercise part of the lesson, and let me continue remaining part of the lesson in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day.